Tonight we're talking about the old Highland Hospital. Now, the old Highland Hospital was situated in Asheville, North Carolina. Asheville quickly became a retreat for the rich and famous back in the 1920s, 1930s. It was a retreat for tuberculosis, for one thing. It was also just a playground and retreat for the rich and famous of the time. The pristine, remote Appalachian setting made it ideal, an ideal getaway for the rich and famous. But not only did the tuberculosis hospitals start popping up there, it wasn't long before, mental health institutions also started appearing there. And a lot of them were, at the time considered very cutting edge, and they did cater to the rich and famous, to the elite. But the old Highlands Hospital was one of the very first. It started out, I believe, as the Carroll Sanitarium, but anyway, it quickly became named the Highlands Hospital. And one of the more famous patients there was Zelda Fitzgerald. Now, Zelda Fitzgerald, if that last name sounds familiar, it's because she was the wife of F. Scott Fitzgerald. He's the one that wrote The Great Gatsby, so he was a pretty iconic writer for his time. Now, he also used Asheville as a retreat, supposedly, to write his, to get some more books written. But by most accounts, he spent most of his time there just drinking. See, F. Scott Fitzgerald was an alcoholic, and Zelda had a nervous breakdown. So from 1936 up until about 1948, when the tragic fire happened, she had checked in and out of the facility several times, But Zelda herself was a pretty talented writer. She was an artist, and she was also a ballet dancer. Uh, but it seemed that she couldn't stay focused long enough really to be very successful by her own right. But by all accounts, she was very talented, and she was definitely one of the more famous patients at the Highland Hospital. Now, an early March night, I think it was March 11th, in the last few minutes of the evening, a fire broke out in the Highland Hospital, and this was the main campus where it was the women's dorm basically. And the fire department was called. Passersby from the street saw the fire, and 22 or yeah, I think 22 out of 29 were rescued, 21. But basically, what had happened was the patients on the upper floors uh, had bars on the windows. They were considered the more problematic patients, or the ones that weren't able to help themselves. So they had bars on the windows to keep them allegedly from jumping, for their own safety. But that prevented the fire department from getting to the upper floors. See, a fire broke out in the kitchen, and it traveled through the dumbwaiter, which was, wooden infrastructure. So it burned up pretty quickly. But altogether, a lot of the patients were rescued by not only the fire department and staff, but also passersby from the street did come to the aid of these patients. But the ones mostly on the upper floors are the ones that had just been sedated. See, it was practiced also at the time to give them a heavy sedative right at bedtime. So this had also just happened. And tragically, Zelda, along with 8 other patients, did not survive that fire. So since then, see, Zelda was known to roam the grounds. That was one of her favorite activities, was to walk the campus while she was still alive. And reports, even to this day, of people seeing a white ghostly figure roaming the grounds of the campus. Now, the address, it was now Montford Hall. They've repurposed the building, and it is now a recovery center for teenage boys that have had addiction problems. So it's been repurposed into something positive. But anyway, They're said sometimes on quiet nights you can still hear screams around the area of the campus, and that, like I said, you can also see Zelda sometimes. In fact, even one of the former staff members said that he saw a full apparition of Zelda, and she was trying to remember his name, is what he said. And also, there've been paranormal investigators go through there, and they said that they couldn't take a step in any direction without their equipment going off. So they said it's just very, very paranormally active. So this changed the practice. It kind of brought the microscope to the practices of some of these institutions at the time. Matter of fact, it said that Zelda was undergoing insulin therapy, where they basically forced her into a seizure every day. And the practice, of the bars on the windows, all of that was heavily looked at, and a lot of things changed. This was kind of the infancy of mental health. But what do you guys think about the old Highland Hospital? Do you guys think that Zelda still roams the grounds there? A lot of people do. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. This has been Jay's Haunted Appalachia for tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed this story. If you have your own true paranormal story from Appalachia, I'd love to hear it. Maybe put it on the show. You have the option to remain anonymous if you prefer, or you can keep full bragging rights. But I'd love to hear it. My email is visible in my bio. You can direct message me also. And I want to thank everyone once again for your positivity and your support in the comments. It means a lot to me to know that people enjoy these stories as much as I enjoy researching them and telling them. And again, that has been Jay's Haunted Appalachia for tonight. Keep Appalachia haunted, y'all.